Alright, what's up, yins guys? Time for another video. I'm going to talk about another thing that's by design, what Democrats do, or also it's what they don't do and never did. Um, anyway, the people who, starting out with saying that the people who vote Democrat and support Democrats, you notice even before 2020, years before that, all every time cops do something that you should report it to the or take it up with the proper authorities. You notice that even stuff that's not even cops, something political they don't like, uh, all they first thing they always do is go out and gather a mob and vandalize. Yeah, the people who vote Democrat and uh, talk about Democrat and support Democrat, right? And the politicians who are Democrat, you notice that they see that, they deny it, and they don't even they don't condemn it, and you can bet they're encouraging it. Some of them not even hiding it anymore, but yeah, what they like to do too is start, like anywhere they go, get everybody riled up. So if anybody tries to talk anything rational, get louder, drown it out. You know what I mean? Anybody tries to get rational, well, back when we were school, there was always that bunch of kids that did that shit. Get a bunch of their buddies, start yelling louder. If some keep people from getting anything rational in, and if you try to secretly one-on-one go and say anything about it and anybody finds out, that group of people will harass you or whatever. Or some of the people that are in authority of a situation too. Even back when we were kids, a lot of times that person you try to go one-on-one to, they deliberately roll their eyes at you, talk over top of you. Oh, I don't want to hear it. But then they'll lecture you on a thing, and they'll go and tell you, don't interrupt me when I'm talking, and you're not even interrupting them. They taking a longer pause. You're waiting for them to finish, and making it quite clear to you that they don't want to hear anything you say. They pull that shit up all the time too. So when I bring up back when some of us were in school, there's a reason for that too. That's why I'm not too surprised of the garbage they were trying to indoctrinate kids in public school with too. But that's material for other videos, but that's part of what I'm saying here, a relevant part of what I'm saying here. But so yeah, we had black YouTubers in about a decade ago or whatever, like the guy that called black gentleman called the Doctor Common Sense. They banned him from YouTube from speaking that truth. But guess what? You got this far in this video, since the reason why I bring him up too, and another reason too why I say to you once again, revenge best served cold, because now you got a shitload of non-woke, conservative, right-leaning black YouTubers that are all over YouTube, and they're doing really well, and they're even sponsored, and a lot of them are monetized, and so far they're going stronger than ever. And it almost makes you wonder why Dr. Common Sense didn't try to open up another YouTube channel and give it another try. I mean, if he's out there somewhere, I'd certainly be rooting for him. But yeah, so they try to block people from YouTube anyway. But yeah, even before the 2020 riots, which yeah, everybody sure put all over news media, the Capitol riot, which I didn't condone. I don't condone that. But yeah, that was all over the news constantly. But then the mass vandalism and rioting and burning down of businesses and looting, yeah, the news was downplaying that as much as they can, the mostly peaceful protest, and even sensationalizing the crowds running around. And anybody that tried to stop the bullshit was accused of all manners of brutality and violence, and never mind the violence that was going on against the stores and the shops. But I bring that up because way before that, I noticed, though, too, whether it was some cop that did something that they should have took it up with the proper authorities, like the DA, Attorney General, or whatnot. Problems with cops, or other kind of political shit that they didn't like. You heard these, was back in around 2012 or whatever, there was Occupy protests. Whatever somebody didn't like politically, they're overextending their, stepping way over the lines in their so-called right to protest. And there's a line between right to protest and inciting riots. Some of these people should have been prosecuted for deliberately inciting riots and vandalism. Yeah, that's really what should have happened. But they did not. And then every time you try to speak of that. But anyway, that's why the fact that the idea that Trump won this presidency, that too is another thing. It was another aspect of revenge being best served cold. Trump winning the presidency was revenge best served cold. Get even with the 2020 rioters that nobody did a fucking thing about. And you can even say other kind of rioting that went on before that. So that's one of the reasons why Trump won the presidency. People were tired of that. Some of us seen years before that anybody that supports Democrats, especially these young punks still in school and in colleges, and ones that lived in a basement or a room, or the bedroom or attic of their parents' house when they were in 20s pushing 30, that took part in that shit. Yeah, I'll be a martyr for BLM or whatever the hell protest. That's for me. I mean, so I can have a smokescreen for the fact that I couldn't hold a job and got multiple DUIs or DWIs or whatever, and I have to sneak a drive without a license. And people who still live in their parents' house, but their only friends are teenagers that are hanging with them because they're furnishing alcohol and cigarettes to them illegally. These are the character of the kind of people that participated and rooted for and these rioters and everybody that vandalized. Anybody that supports, try not to laugh here, because these people are a big joke. But any of these people who, of that bracket, that character who vote Democrat, are the character of the people who, they're vandalizing and going in crowds and blocking traffic is their answer to everything. Whether it's because a cop did something that they should have took up with the proper authorities and protested the right way, or something else political that happened somewhere that they don't like, and a difference between protesting and inciting violence and promoting violence and promoting the promoting of disrupting people that got to go to work, their jobs. Yeah, got this far in this video. That was the point. Anybody whom their answer to everything is vandalizing and blocking traffic, these are the kind of people that can't hold a job, still live with their parents, and don't hold a job or whatever, and have no problem whatsoever blocking traffic and blocking people from going to their jobs. Yeah, that's what the fuck they all did in the BLM riots. And people on the TV news were glamorizing that shit and then ignoring. Talking a little bit as possible. Maybe they'll talk about one token thing that they'll say that isn't right and somebody got arrested, as if it were to satisfy the public, and totally sweep under the rug and just snubbed the idea of reporting on all the mass vandalism that went on. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of business owners, people that lost their livelihoods that really should have sued the fuck out of BLM. But yeah, you couldn't really sue them now, as they say now that the organization BLM went broke after they siphoned like millions of dollars off of fools who gave them money, or businesses that kissed their ass were basically donating, aka paying their protection money. Oh, please don't hurt me, don't vandalize my business, don't cancel my business, I'll give you some donations, aka protection money. That's what was going on. They got too big in their heads, buying mansions, putting shit in their pockets. You're seeing YouTubers talking about a few of them that actually got brought up on charges. Oh, those were few and far between compared to how many were out there. But yeah, because of public outcry from some of people out there, the same people who refused to shut up, they had no choice to bring some few token people on charges. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's how they did it. Yep, and I say again, all those who took part in and was rooting for, especially the ones that were out doing the violence, the white leftists too, the Antifa, lowlifes and what have you, those same people who were doing all the vandalism on behalf of that guy who did time in prison for pointing the gun at the stomach of a pregnant woman and her baby. Yeah, it ain't surprising that the same people at the same character were later on also going to the pro-abortion rallies and doing violence against pro-lifers and putting some of them in the hospital, hitting them in the back of the head from behind and ganging up and beating up and all that. Yeah, same character of the ones who did violence and damage to businesses, burning things down on behalf of a guy who pointed a gun at the stomach of somebody's baby, which, yeah, they proved right away that the life of that mother and that baby didn't matter. And you know, when that baby gets older, you know, they'll turn out to be a teenager, right? And that kid is a teenager, will be asking the mother, oh, yeah, what's about this George Floyd guy? And the mother will say, well, yeah, he was the guy that home invaded us in our house, and while I was carrying you in my womb, he pointed the gun at my womb, threatened you and me, the life of you and me, because of his entitlement issues. And then he went to jail for that, and he went on to violating his parole with a counterfeit money, and the police may have screwed up a little bit or whatever the heck, and caused his death, so they say, and there probably was fentanyl involved too, which they say too. But yeah, they rallied for Black Lives Matter, and yeah, that's right, they rallied, smashed businesses, smashed windows, looted things, burned things down, because that guy died. The guy that threatened me while I was carrying you and pointed a gun really at you while you were still in the womb. You know, that's the story that the mother would eventually going to be telling, you know, when that kid becomes a teenager. And yet, like I say once again too, it's not surprising the same kind of people that did all the violence and damage in this guy's name. Not surprising that the same kind of people go to the pro-abortion rallies fighting for somebody's right to get an abortion. Yeah, baby's life didn't matter when George Floyd pointed that gun to the stomach of a pregnant baby, and they were more than willing to do all that violence and burning down that, all the shit and everything. And a lot of the mainstream media was more than happy to deflect and not point that out, you know what I mean? I'm surprised that the article of George Floyd originally going to jail for that is even still up, that they didn't scrub that from the internet, you know what I mean? But yeah, same kind of people, same character, going to the pro-abortion rallies and doing violence against pro-lifers and fighting for that right to kill babies, you know.